Hello everyone, and welcome back to Pepple's Potager. Today is July 3rd, 2021. It's been a while since I've done a garden update, so we'll start off here with the tomatoes and peppers. These here are the carbon tomatoes. If you look down at the bottom of the plant, you can see lots of nice sized green tomatoes there. None are ripe yet, but we have plenty of green ones, and so I'd say within the next couple weeks we'll probably be harvesting some of these. And we got some other tomatoes forming halfway up here. And then if you follow the plants all the way up, they have reached more than halfway up the trellis, which I believe is a little over 6 feet tall. So they are growing quite fast. And then moving on down here, we have the Cherokee purples. They are doing just as good as the carbon tomatoes. You can see lots of green ones down there at the bottom. Moving on up here, another large cluster of tomatoes there. So doing very, very well. And then we'll go back down here and we'll look at some of the peppers. And you can see I have some purple peppers growing here. These are the Islander peppers. This one here is almost fully turned purple, but when they first start out, they turn a yellowish green color. That's how they start out, and then they'll eventually slowly change over to the dark purple color you see here. And if you move on down here, this is a ninja pepper. This one is a red bell pepper. They will eventually change to red when they reach maturity. And then some more Islander peppers down here at this end. You can see, get a closer look, you can see how it is a little greenish yellow there, and then down here you can see the full colored Islander pepper there, almost completely purple there. And then moving on down here, yet another Islander pepper plant. You see lots of peppers on this one. So the Islanders and this one ninja pepper on this side are both types of peppers are doing very, very well. And I would go around the other side here, but you can see I have a rather large amount of angel hair spaghetti squash growing around the other side of this bed, and it's blocking my way, so I can't go that way. We'll have to walk around the other way and check the other side. And then here we have the black brandy wine, and you can see I have quite a few large black brandy wines down here at the bottom. I did have a little bit of blossom drop about part way up on some of these plants here, but then I have a few smaller green tomatoes forming there as well. So don't know what caused that, but it looks like it corrected itself because I'm starting to get some more tomatoes up top here. But you can see the ones down at the bottom are looking very, very good. And then down here I have the Brandy Boy Tomatoes. You can see quite a few large clusters of the Brandy Boy Tomatoes down here. A few more clusters of tomatoes up top there. And they are looking very nice so far. So we'll go ahead back down this way and we'll look at the Confetti Peppers. These are the variegated peppers. You can see the white streaks in the leaves here. These are a snack size pepper, so they won't get very big, but these plants will produce an abundance of small snack size peppers. Usually they get about 2 inches. And I have another one right here beside that. And they will turn many different colors. And I'll show you that once they start to turn. They look very nice when a lot of the peppers really start to turn ripe, and they show a lot of bright colors in the garden. And then I have some ninja peppers down here on this end. and these plants are doing pretty good. I have a few large peppers on there growing. But so far, the Islander peppers seem to be doing the best out of the larger pepper sizes. Alright, so moving on down here to this bed, this is where I have the angel hair spaghetti squash. As you can see, they've pretty much taken over the area. Some of the vines are actually growing up my rose trellis here. And I do have an abundance of the spaghetti squash growing on here. There's quite a few green ones in here. There's one there, another one there, one down there at that end. That's 3 there. And I have quite a few of them in here that are hidden. That one's turning a little yellow, but it's a little too small, I think. The angel hair spaghetti squash gets to about 1.5 to 2 pounds per squash. So they do get to a decent size. They're more of a personal sized spaghetti squash. Let's move on around this way. May have to trim some of these vines up, but you can see here's a larger one, and it's starting to change color. They are ready to pick when they start to turn yellow, and they are, some of these are starting to turn a little yellow. And let's look inside here. You can see some of these are about ready to pick, so I'll be picking these very soon. So angel hair spaghetti squash doing great. And then right beside that, I have the strawberry bed. And I've picked lots and lots of strawberries off these, and right now we're in a little bit of a lull. Not that many coming off of here, but you can see there are quite a few blossoms coming back out now. So I have no doubt that I will be getting a second wave of strawberries here within the next few weeks or so. And then let's move over here to the bean arbor, and these are the Carmanat green beans. They actually start out as purple, and then when you cook them they do turn green. But you can see the nice purple blossoms coming out on there. They look great. And both sides are almost completely to the top of the arbor, but it's still filling out some. You see this side over here. And then right inside of the arbor there, I have the marigolds growing. And then let's move on over this way. This is where the peas are. I harvested lots and lots of peas off of these super sugar snap pea plants, and now they are about spent. Usually sugar snap peas, you tend to get a harvest of about 2 to 3 weeks before they actually start dying off, and that's what happened here. They're not diseased in any way. It's just that usually they produce for about 2 to 3 weeks and then they die out. You can see a few plants are still green and might be producing a few of them there, but they are about done for now. Peas do not like the heat, so it's best to get them in March or April, and then they're usually done by about June. So I don't expect much more out of these. You can actually plant more peas come August for a fall harvest if you wish. I might do that. I haven't decided whether I want to or not. And then we'll move on this way to show you the pumpkins I have growing here. These are the Renegade Pumpkins. Now I don't know how well they'll do, but so far they're looking good. I do have a few flowers popping out on them right now, but there's just one long vine coming out here on this plant, and then there's one over here I have growing as well. And it looks like I do have at least one pumpkin on there right now. So I'm thinking these plants might be a little too big for the Potager garden, but we'll see how well it goes. And then you can see I do have some blackberries about ready to pick there. I'm not going to get a lot of blackberries this year. I didn't get a lot of canes from my plants last year, so I'm not going to get a whole lot of blackberries this year. And moving on this way, this is the sugar cube melons, and as you can see, they've pretty much taken over the entire area. And I may have to trim these up a little bit. I've kind of let them go. But I do have a few melons in there forming. Probably more than a few. There's one right there, hiding underneath there. There's a few over there on that side, but I may have to trim all these up just to see what I have going on underneath there. And some of them are trying to climb up the side of the greenhouse there. And then I do have some shortness watermelon growing down here at this end. And I've kind of let them go as well, so both the sugar cube melons and the shortness watermelons, I'm letting them go wherever they want. If they get too far out of control, I'll trim them up. But so far, looking good. And then moving on over to the squash and zucchini bed, you can see the zucchinis are doing quite well. I have 2 Dunja zucchini plants in here. You can see I have some zucchinis hanging over the bed there. These, I believe, I left get a little too big, so I'll have to pick them this evening. And then there's the other plant on that side. Not much on that one. I think there might be one down there, right there. Another big one that I didn't get to, almost too big. And then the last thing I have over here, this is the Tempest Squash. And you can see I got quite a few Tempest Squash in there. Some of them not quite ready to pick, but they're getting there. I have picked at least 2 or 3 of them already. I'll probably be picking a few of these here in the next couple days. And here's the other side of the Dunja zucchini plant there. That's the other big one I have growing there. And that's all I have for now. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone.